Hi. We all know what it's like when our wounded inner child gets really reactive, frustrated, angry, and rageful, and just feels out of out of it completely. In this short video, I'll give you a really powerful practice to do, very simple, to help comfort and support your wounded inner child to feel his or her or their feelings in the way that's right for them, to connect and nurture, all right? And plus, I'll give you the option to sign up for a free guided journey to connect to the wisdom of your feelings. This is an opportunity for you to get a feeling remedy from your inner kit, your inner first aid kit. So come on in, get a way to support and love that sweet, challenged, pissed off young one of you, and get yourself connected in a sacred way to your feelings. Hi, I'm Sheila Belanger, and I created this YouTube channel to support my people. I'm a strategic transformation coach, and I love helping people to figure out, how do I grow up with my inner work? How do I take care of all the parts of me that need love and attention? And how do I liberate myself from those habitual inner patterns of small making and spinning around and chasing my tail? So come on in, enjoy this video, and get some inner wisdom support for your frustrated inner child. The inner wisdom of your feelings. Get a remedy for your wounded child who gets angry and rageful. At the edge of inner changes, you can feel so overwhelmed by your inner wounded child who feels fearful, angry, and resentful. Inner edges are challenging. It's at these edges you know that your old life and identities are over, but you do not yet know who you are becoming nor where you're going. You're in a big, mysterious in between place, and it can be really scary for parts of you. You need a way to access more of your inner wisdom so you can stop getting overwhelmed by intense feelings that are natural when you're at the edge. Remember, you have wounded as well as wholeness inner figures. We all do. Dominant wounded inner figures are often habitual and rooted in your adaptive childhood survival strategies. You had to make choices to move away from your innate true nature to survive and fit into cultural and family systems. Most of us had experiences of learning how to be the good child, the good boy, good girl, young one, and get those gold stars. And so we've had to adapt and let go of some of our more true nature to survive. You may have experienced that parts of you were not welcome. Too much, too loud, too intelligent, too sensitive, too. That happens to so many people. And ultimately, no one's to blame. It's just an experience of having to marginalize part of yourself because it's not welcome in the family or culture system. Now, some of your wounded inner figures took on the job to ensure that you fit in so that you would survive and not be exiled. Their limited, fearful mindsets rehearse your adaptive childhood survival strategies, those survival strategies that keep you quiet and tell you you don't see what you see and you don't hear what you hear. They believe that their job is to protect you by keeping you small, safe, and invisible so that you socially belong. They are your limiting protectors. They're thinking they're helping you, but they're limiting you. As a limiting protector, your wounded child, your wounded inner child, uses immature emotionality as a way to get your basic needs met using coping strategies learned in childhood. Some of these coping strategies are being emotionally overwhelmed, too sensitive, resentful, rebellious, or withdrawn. And there's many more, but these are core ones that many people feel with their wounded inner child. Now, which adaptive childhood survival strategies of immature emotionality is most habitual for you? Let's pause and just take a breath. This is about honoring yourself and honoring patterns of survival that you created in order to survive. So, some of you may feel my go to place is being emotionally overwhelmed,
or being too sensitive, or feeling resentful, or rebellious, or withdrawn, or many others. But it's good to really gently and compassionately recognize, especially how your wounded inner child may really act out when they're afraid and scared. Because at the edge of inner changes, which are so destabilizing, you don't know who you are, you're leaving the old self, you don't know who the new self is yet. At those edge of inner changes, your inner wounded child can sabotage your ability to go forward with immature emotionality moves. You need a remedy from your inner first aid kit to help shift your inner wounded child's immature emotionality that is overwhelming you. You're so much more than you think you are, especially who your wounded inner child thinks you are. Take a moment to just breathe that in with these images. Your wounded inner child is just part of you, but when that one gets really activated and upset, it just takes over, like any of our wounded inner figures. But you're so much more than that particular one of you. You can expand your awareness beyond your limiting inner protectors by accessing the wisdom of your four ways of knowing. Opens up a much bigger perspective for you. Now, there are many ways of knowing, but four primary ones are your senses, your body, what your body knows, your gut. It's the feeling way of knowing, what your heart knows, what your emotions are knowing and tracking. Your imagination, often a part of us, a way of knowing that's very denigrated and dismissed in the over mental strategic culture, dominating culture that we belong to. But your imagination is an amazing way of knowing. It's a deep intelligence in you, imagery that comes to you. And then your mental, but what we often call deep thinking, not the strategic superficial mind, but the quiet, grounded mind of you that sees bigger picture, connects the dots, has deep awareness and insights. So you have four primary ways of knowing, and it's really essential to cultivate and connect with all of them to really support yourself. You can use your four ways of knowing to tap into your inner wisdom, and we all have them. Most of them are just not cultivated. Now, the windows of wisdom are your ways of knowing. It's another way of talking about it. It's like windows you look through. Okay. And the windows of wisdom are adapted from Iliojo Stephen Gallegos's book, Animals of the Four Windows. I want to really honor him. So, your four windows of wisdom are the senses window. What do your body and senses know? Your feelings window. What do your feelings and heart know? Your imagination window. What does your imagination know? And your thinking window. What does your deep thinking know? But it's full on, it's full presence sensing, it's full bodied feeling, it's deep imagination, and it's heart centered thinking. We have all of these four windows of wisdom in us. There are four primary human modalities through which you learn about yourself and the world. Now, the feeling window is about full bodied feeling, and this is attuning to the wisdom of your heart and your emotions in a way that you don't get overwhelmed and taken out by the intensity of them. Sometimes easier said than done. So you can consciously explore the wisdom of your feelings in your heart rather than be unconsciously flooded by them, your feelings. One remedy for your inner wounded child's immature emotionality is to provide connection and belonging. So come explore a simple feelings remedy from your inner first aid kit to support your inner wounded child when they are activated. First of all, get a blanket or shawl that feels comforting. You can pause the video right now if you want to go through this. It's a very simple practice, but quite effective for many people. So get a blanket or shawl that feels really comforting. Next, stop any external tasks, slow down, close your eyes, and be still for a few minutes, just gently centering yourself in whatever way is right. Just closed eyes and slow down. Then put both hands on your heart and imagine that you're holding your wounded inner child in your heart. You may have an image of this one, him, her, them, or just a felt sense, or just energetically say, you're in my heart, whatever is right for you. But put your hands on your heart and imagine that you're holding your wounded inner child in your heart. Then take 3 slow, deep breaths. And with each out breath, gently release your wounded inner child's painful emotions to the earth while you physically pull the blanket or shawl around you to comfort your vulnerable young one. It's like you've got this one in your arms, and you take a breath in, you connect to the painful feelings that they have, but don't get caught by them, and then gently release and imagine you're just giving them to the earth, those emotions, is just releasing them. They'll be recycled, and then pull that blanket or shawl closer to your heart. So you're snuggling in that young one of you, that inner wounded child, into your heart. You don't have to analyze the feelings. You don't have to fix them. You just release them with the breath and hold deeply and connect with that wounded inner child. And you yourself feel blessing of the physical blanket or shawl wrapping you. Then imagine your wounded inner child is feeling your care and love. It's a very simple practice. It could be done just a few minutes and yet can be amazing as a way of centering yourself and centering your wounded inner child. So notice if this feelings remedy helps you to be less overwhelmed. And if so, use it as needed. Pause, get that shawl or blanket, ground yourself, close your eyes, and then connect and hold that inner wounded child in your heart. Gently with breath, release the difficult emotions. Just give them as energy to the earth. Veronica Tugaleva says, emotional pain cannot kill you, but running from it can. Allow, embrace, let yourself feel, let yourself heal. You can also do a feelings windows guided journey to connect with the wisdom of your emotions and heart. You can sign up for the free guided journey to access the wisdom of your feelings window. And the sign up is below in the description. You just click on the link and you'll be taken to a place where you can download or start listening to a simple guided journey. It's less than 6 minutes where I guide you to connect to your windows of feeling window, the wisdom in your feelings window.
Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, check out these other videos and don't forget to subscribe. Tap the subscribe button so you'll be notified when new videos are up every Tuesday. And thanks so much for watching.